All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
What's going on, everybody? ASAP family, and welcome to another edition of Red Kingdom.
What's up?
I'm your host, Greg, my co-host, RJ. RJ, how's it going, my man?
Blessed. Ready to talk about these Chiefs?
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into it. And first, I want to say thank everybody, those that are watching live. No March Madness is going on right now, so we appreciate you taking some time and watching us here on Red Kingdom. The Chiefs get Juju, Smith-Shuster and Justin Reid this week in free agency. Those are two solid pickups to me. Patrick Mahomes wanted a veteran number 2. He got it. The Chiefs needed to replace Tyrann Mathieu. They did that with Justin Reid, who I think is solid. So, RJ, what are your thoughts on the two pickups here?
I think they're not home runs, but definitely a double and a triple, which is a great thing. Juju, good pickup because we already have Kelsey and Cheetah, so we just need him to pick up some third downs because he will be open. So if he can just do that, if he can make that his mainstay, then he's doing his job. And we got a small sample size of him last year because of injuries and, of course, who was throwing him the ball. Of course, you know. Old man River, Big Ben at the back end of his career. So, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see big things from him. And people bring up his injuries. Speaking of Juju, but it's something about winning that makes you feel better. So I think we're gonna see a new revived version of him at only 25, 26 years old. And as far as Reid, I think he's young, but I think he has decent IQ. I think he wants to be a leader. Like I said, he played with Tyrann Mathieu before. So they're similar, but Reid is off of the charts as far as athleticism. Plus he's a big hitter. Now, he may need to wrap up sometimes, but he's a big hitter. Mathieu was more of a ball hawk, not really a hitter. So we're going to see some good changes out there. Good acquisition.
Yeah, I like when Justin Reid in his press conference when he joined the Chiefs, and he said, if there's a guy in the wrong color jersey, I'm going to make them pay for coming in my space.
You got to respect it.
The Chiefs haven't had a safety like that
since when? Go ahead.
In a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want your safeties to be ready to bring that wood when it's time, to make guys think twice before coming in that middle.
That's right.
And if he's going to do that, he's going to bring the wood. That automatically makes the Chiefs secondary better. To me, you put him with Thornhill. I think those are going to be two good safeties right there.
Yep, I agree. That's a good tandem right there. And I believe with some of these acquisitions and re-signs, it's going to create. People don't speak about it, but the inner squad competition, which makes everybody rise to a higher level. You know, some people are actually going to be fighting for positions. They might not speak about it right now, but come OTAs, things like that, a lot of people on the depth chart are going to have somebody right up under them, right at their heels. So, yeah, I think they're going to bring the best out of each other.
Definitely. So I was looking up Juju's stats the past couple years for the Steelers. Like you said, this past season, that don't really count. So I wasn't really, looking at that one.
Five or six games. That's
played, 5. Yeah. So last year, so 2020, he had 831 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns, which is decent. His Pro Bowl season was 2018. And he had 111 catches, 1,426 yards, and 7 touchdowns. If he can duplicate something like that, at the number 2 position, when you already have Tyreek Hill, you already have Travis Kelce. Now defenses can't play that. First off, they can't just double Tyreek and Kelce no more.
Exactly.
And the second thing is they can't play the kind of that Tampa 2 shell like they have the past year, because now you're gonna leave Juju one-on-one with somebody, and he's still good enough.
He knows how to use
those matchups. Yes, and he's gonna open the field now for Kelce and Hill, just like Sammy Watkins did.
Exactly. It's kind of like this. It's almost like you had Skyhook and Magic Johnson, then you had James Worthy on the side. So it's like kind of like that. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
You can't cover all 3 of them on every play. And then we got the best quarterback. He's gonna thread that needle. He don't need a big window. He just need a slither of light to get that ball in there. So I think we're gonna see some big things.
Oh yeah. Juju, I think he's gonna fit in this offense. What up, Mike? What up, Mike? Mike Hughes. All that just to lose to Josh Allen. Look. Okay. Look, we gonna find out because we play Buffalo this season. It's gonna be here.
Who would they pick up? Vaughn?
Yeah, they got Von Miller. We're gonna.
They really look. They're really
get to that.
Happy about that. But at the same time, he's Chiefs been stepping on him his whole career.
Oh yeah. So I like the moves that the Chiefs made. When I was telling other Chiefs fans, they were getting kind of worried during the week. And they're like, well, everybody's making these moves and we're not doing anything. I said, relax. Brett Veach is the GOAT of GMs. He knows what he's doing. It's going to be okay. And then we came up with Juju yesterday, and then Justin Reid. It's like, I told y'all, it's good. Just relax. These things do take time. But I love the moves that were made, and I feel like the Chiefs are still the favorite, not only in the AFC West, but in the AFC. RJ. RJ, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's go to the super team analogy now. What's going on, Freddie? These teams in the AFC West are building super teams.
They're trying. Like I said, they look good on paper, but they got to get out there. They got to gel. They got to stay healthy. They looking for a perfect storm. They're looking for a miracle, actually, because the Chiefs are the team to beat. Best quarterback, arguably the best coach. I say the best coach. Like you said, a GM, top tier.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody else has an uphill battle trying to close that gap here in Kansas City.
When all these deals were going down, first we had Russell Wilson going to Denver. I said, "Oh, okay, that's nice. That makes him a playoff team now."
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw the Chargers get Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. I said, okay, the teams in the AFC West are trying to build super teams. And then you had Davante Adams going to the Raiders. I said, it's official. They are building super teams to try to beat Patrick Mahomes. And I say that to now ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
With all these teams in the AFC West building super teams, what does that say about Patrick Mahomes himself? Because all the years Tom Brady has played, there were whether he was with the Patriots and the AFC East or with Tampa Bay now.
Yeah.
Nobody in those divisions ever tried to build super teams to beat Tom Brady, but they are building super teams to beat Patrick Mahomes. So what does that say about Patrick Mahomes, first off?
He puts fear in the heart of a lot of defensive coordinators around the league, especially in the AFC West. He puts a lot of fear in their hearts. Like, when the Chiefs coming up on your schedule, like, you're not sleeping that week. As a defensive coordinator, you're not sleeping that week. Like, you don't know what formations they're gonna sneak in, and you just don't know what miracle he's gonna pull out of his bag, whether it's a shuffle pass, underhand pass, just whatever he got. You know what I'm saying? It's like Favre, but a winner version. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Favre was one of my favorite, but he used to throw the ball away trying to save, playing hero ball.
Yeah, hero, yeah.
Trying to play hero ball. But Mahomes kind of pulls that stuff off. Everybody kind of has it. Basically keep running your route and then keep coming back to the ball because he's going to keep it alive and he's going to thread that needle.
Definitely. And like you said, there is fear there. It's fear of Patrick Mahomes and this offense. That's why the teams in the AFC West are building these all-star teams to try to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs.
And I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think some of these teams in the AFC are actually risking their future with some of these large contracts they're bringing people in on, and some of these draft picks that they're giving away to acquire some of these people? I got a feeling some of these teams are really putting their futures in jeopardy to knock Mahomes off the throne.
I believe out of all the teams, the Raiders gave up the most to get Davante Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like everybody else that trust in Derek Carr. I do not.
Right.
Do I believe Davante Adams is still going to put up his numbers with the Raiders? He's still going to put up his numbers because he is the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't automatically mean that the Raiders are going to win the division or they're going to have a deep playoff run.
Right.
Because Derek Carr is still the quarterback there. So I feel like the Raiders gave up the most. The Chargers, they kind of played it smart. They got Mack, J.C. Jackson. They had to pay him. They had to give up some bread to get both of them, but those were smart moves for the Chargers to make. So, but I do think that the Raiders gave up the most out of the 4 teams. Yes, I think they did. We have a Raider fan watching. Raider Cortez. Thanks for watching Red Kingdom. The Raiders have the best wide receiver in the league. Yeah, I will look. Devontae Adams is the best receiver. He's a better route runner than Tyreek Hill is.
Mm-hmm. He's a natural wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a natural wide receiver. He can do all the routes.
Tyreek's more of a playmaker.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. So now we have the fastest wide receiver. Tyreek Hill is the fastest. But as far as is he better than Adams? No, he's not. But I still think Tyreek Hill, you can make an argument as a top 5 receiver in this league. Here's another question from Damien. How good is Pringle? Is he good to be number 1 like Allen Robinson? So those that don't know, Byron Pringle is no longer with the Chiefs. I forgot where he went. I think he went to Chicago. I'll have to look that up. But Byron Pringle was a decent guy for this Chiefs offense. I would have liked to see him had stayed, but I understand what Brad Veach is trying to do in getting more playmakers on this offense. So Byron Pringle, he's going to be steady. He's not going to cost you a game. He's not going to drop a lot of catches.
Yeah.
So Pringle is solid. And that's what you should be expecting from him if you are a Bears fan. So I hope that answered your question, Damien. Pringle is a solid player, and he may not be as talented as Allen Robinson is, but he's still going to be solid for what the Bears are trying to do. So Buffalo, RJ, they got Von Miller. It's another super team.
Yeah.
Now, where does this tilt the balance of power towards Buffalo with them getting another pass rusher?
They definitely got better. Can't argue that. They got better. But on paper, it seems like I don't think they're gonna close that gap with that one move. He's up in age. He is a speed corner. He is a speed rusher off the edge. But I just think we know how to pick that up. We got backs that could chip block. I think he can be neutralized for who he is now in his age. I think he can be neutralized. So, but they did get better, but not that much better. And they were knocking on the door last year, but you keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Like, it's win or lose.
Keep on knocking, Buffalo, but we're not going to let you in.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you in.
Not that easy.
Yeah. And Von Miller is still good, but I like the Chiefs' offensive line. As the year went on this past season, the Chiefs' offensive line got better. They have the best center in Creed Humphrey. They have the best right guard in Trey Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Brown Jr. is solid. Andrew Wiley is solid. We saw what he did in that playoff game against the Steelers, neutralizing T.J. Watt.
Mm-hmm. It all starts up front. I mean,
Yep.
I think most people understand that by now, but it's just never talked about. Like, it's never really talked about casually about how important an offensive line is in the game of football. It's they are the ones, they have the we mindset that the team needs. The outside guys, skill position players, they can have a we mindset, but it's usually a me mindset with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those big guys up front and they making a push. It's like, it's nothing better than that. Like, it makes the quarterback relax. He can throw the ball relax. He can throw the ball with it. He can set his feet. It just makes a big difference. And I think enough people don't give those guys credit.
Exactly. And last year when not this last year, but the year previous after the Super Bowl loss, it was up to Brett Veach to redo this offensive line, and he did it perfectly. So the Chiefs now have an offensive line that's going to be good for the next 3 to 5 years.
Easily.
These are the guys that are going to be here. And that's where the Super Bowl window is for me. As long as the offensive line is healthy, the Chiefs are going to be in it every year.
Yeah. Pass blocking's a little easier than run blocking. So that's how you keep your guys healthy. And we're pretty much, we're a balanced team if we need to be, but we're really, really top tier passing team. Like, we're going to get it downfield. We're going to get the first downs. We're going to move the chains like we're known for that here. So, keeping those guys upright, being able to do their job is less grunt work than grinding it out 3-4 yards at a time down the middle of the field. So I like the pulling guards we have that are able to block 10, 15 yards downfield. We got nice, they're not huge guys, but they're big enough to hold the wall up, and their feet are quick enough to actually get downfield, get a reach block, pick up on a stunt that the defensive line may be doing on the other side. They're just nice. They're pretty athletic. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
It's gonna be good. We know the difference when you don't have an offensive line. We saw that in the Super Bowl loss, and then we know the difference when it is to have an offensive line. So,
and we know what it's like to just lose one of those guys.
Yeah,
just one of those guys changes everything, but nobody speaks about it until we're missing a guy for 3, 4, 5 weeks. Then it's like, wow, where's that hole coming from?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They're not easy to plug in.
Right. Especially at tackle. Tackle is the hardest position on the offensive line to try to find a backup for. Yeah. Because guard, you got to block, this person and all that. You can do that. But as a tackle, with how good these pass rushers are now, you got to have a premier tackle.
Yeah.
So
size,
nice size. Yeah, be able to move. Right. So that tackle is harder to, find that, backup when your starting tackle, does get hurt. So so definitely. The comments, what's up, Ron? They ain't winning no Super Bowls. Okay. Just because your Rams won one, okay. Just know if they played us, they would not have won that. So
Titletown on his way back.
Titletown, that's right. Y'all need to sign Landry. I would love that. I would love that if we get Landry in here, give somebody else for Patrick to throw the ball to. So we'll see if Brad Veach can make that happen. If he does, then now Patrick Mahomes has 4 people to throw the ball to.
Yep, more weapons. More weapons. He'll spread it around.
What's going on, Andre? People sleeping on y'all with all these new signings in the AFC. Yeah, yes, they are, Andre. Thank you for pointing that out. They are. Everybody trying to build a super team when we just sitting over here chilling. We just, we just signed 2 guys. So thanks for pointing that out. Can we feel confident in Coach Andy Reid? The Chiefs always look great on paper. Yeah. They've made, look, what everybody fails to realize, the Chiefs were some bad play calls away from going to a 3rd straight Super Bowl. Andy Reid knows how to coach. The collapse that happened in the second half of the AFC Championship game, I'm not going to put that all on Andy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot that was going on. We kind of talked about that on the last show. But, yeah, I have confidence in Andy. He's gotten it done. He's won a Super Bowl. So everything is good. I think people kind of, because the Chiefs lost that game, the way that it happened with losing to the Bengals, people kind of feel like, well, is the confidence shaken now, or is, are they going to be the same? And it's like, yeah, they still have number 15, right? So yes, everything's going to be fine.
Number 15 is shifting. Well, number 15, along with Andy Reid, are shifting the entire way that people are choosing players and drafting players and signing players. They got people risking the whole house to beat them. Like, people will see once the season starts. Once the season starts, and some of these trades don't go as planned, and some of these people are not panning out. They're not happy with their new home. See, when you get these guys when you sign these guys on short notice for these astronomical amounts of money, I don't care who you are, it goes to your head. Oh, I'm important here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so when a lot of that stuff is not, a lot of these trades are not really going to pan out, and they're not going to result into 13, 14, 15 wins. A lot of them are not. A lot of these teams got better, but the Chiefs have their same core. It's nothing like that same core that's already oiled up, already cleaned up, ready to go.
All right, yeah. The Chiefs are
They don't have to deal with personalities. They don't have to deal with gelling together. A lot of that stuff is just, and like I say, people like Juju, you can plug him right in. We're not asking him to be a first option. We're not asking him to come in and save the day. A lot of these people are signing people to come and save their city, to come and save their entire franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Yeah. Chargers. I think that's what the Chargers are doing, signing Mac and J.C. Jackson. Khalil Mack is good. J.C. Jackson is one of the best corners. The Chargers are basically saying, we have the offense. We feel like Justin Herbert. I'm saying what they think. They think Justin Herbert is just as good as number 15 for us. And they feel like all they need is a premier defense, and they'll be able to win the AFC West. So that's what the Chargers think. And that's why they made the moves that they made defensively, because they feel like if they have the defense, they'll be able to jump over the Kansas City Chiefs. Going through the comments here. Andre, I agree. To me, it looked like Kansas City was clearly the better team. Things just stopped clicking. Yes, in the AFC Championship game, they were the better team. Things got out of whack. And once that snowball started rolling, it could not be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, sadly, that's how it ended up in the Chiefs losing that game. Damian said, now that the AFC West is stacked, do y'all think if Chiefs don't make and win the Super Bowl, Andy Reid job is on the line, or how will it affect the enemy from getting a head coaching job? If it doesn't, okay, let's do it this way. If the Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl, is Eric Bieniemy out the door? I would say yes, because he was already halfway out. So this is kind of this
for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. So
you've already been there. You feel like you're accustomed to being there, even though it's any given Sunday. It's harder for a team to emerge as this new powerhouse. It's harder to do that than to already be top 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the league and just maintain there and get over that last final hump. It's easier to do that than to emerge as this new powerhouse.
Yeah.
So I think it's Super Bowl or bust around here, and I think from the casual fans to the diehards to the players, I think they know it's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with thinking that way.
No, that just means you're used to winning. That's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Any given Sunday, of course, but like I say, we've been there and we like the taste. We're trying to get that taste back.
Exactly. And I don't think, if it didn't work out, the Chiefs either don't make the Super Bowl or get there and don't win it, I don't feel like Andy Reid's job is in any type of danger. I feel like Andy will be here until he says he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he'll go on his own term.
Yeah. So as far as Eric Bieniemy goes, win or lose, I feel like if the Chiefs get there and win it, or if it does not, I feel like this is his last season. Either way it goes. I just feel like
it's kind of long overdue. It's long overdue. We love him here, but you always want to see people do better. You don't want to hold nobody back because there are guys less qualified than him that are getting the head coaching spot. So we want to see him win here. We want to see him, like I said, go out on top here. You know, write your price. You know what I'm saying, on the next level.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel next go around, depending on who's looking for a coach, the teams that'll be looking, I feel like Bieniemy is going to be out by the end of this next season. One last thing I wanted to talk about. We're still on the super teams. So
more like Voltron out there.
Yeah, more like Voltron. So Russell. Okay, so Russell Wilson going to Denver. Obviously, if Denver had a quarterback that was worth anything, they might have ended up making the playoffs last year. Denver's defense has been good the past couple seasons. So where does that fit? Are the Broncos going to be now a real threat to the Chiefs with them now having Russell Wilson as their quarterback?
They're going to be better, but they're basically a Kansas City Chiefs, for lack of better terms, doormat. And I think they're looking for him to do what Elway did. They're looking for him to show up later in his career and get them to the Super Bowl. But like, I don't like to talk about injuries because anybody could, go out any kind of way at any given time. Our players, their players. So with that aside, because I think a player's not going to get out there injured. If he had an injury, he's getting treatments. He's seeing doctors. Once he steps on that field, he's 85, 90% ready to go. So, but even with that being said, he's a great player, but that's another team that has they got to gel together. They have to get those snaps. They have to get practice snaps at a high level, and then they have to get in-game snaps at a high level, and then they have to have that entire core group, offensively and defensively, staying healthy long enough to gel together. That's a lot to ask when it's an uphill battle anyway, because the Chiefs haven't fell off at all.
All right.
So I think they've gotten better, but will the games be more interesting? Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see old faces in new places. That's always interesting. It keeps it fresh, keeps the league fresh. But other than he's a cosmetic signing. He's a cosmetic signing because you get him and his wife coming to your city. They're the first couple of Denver right now. And it's just it adds life and a rejuvenation to a city that was kind of just, mile high city, just people knowing them for cannabis. Now people can know them for the Broncos again with Russell and Sierra. They got a new identity.
Yeah, they got a new identity.
They got a new identity now, but as far as beating the Chiefs, nah, they'll be better though. They'll be better.
Yeah. I feel like how it used to be with the Broncos and the Chiefs, we used to split those. We would win here and they would win at their place.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see us winning here and then they handle their business there. It'll go back to how Mile High used to be, where you play Denver at Mile High, they would get all the calls, all of them. They could hold and do no wrong when they play there, but when they play on the road is when they finally get flagged. So it'll go back to that. But Denver, they
little home cooking.
Yeah, home cooking. Yeah.
Cooking. They turf is a little thicker, a little taller. They always doing something out there.
Yeah. So it will go back to that as far playing there at Denver, but they do get Russ, Sierra as well.
She'll be there too.
She'll be there.
She'll be there too.
She'll be there. So everybody have something to look at and everything. That's all good. But it's still, I feel like Denver, they won 7 games last year with a average to below average quarterback in Drew Lock. Can Russell Wilson give them 10? Certainly he can. But as far as winning the division, I'm not going to say they're going to do that. But I can see Denver making the playoffs, though, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Andre wanted us to rank these 3 quarterbacks in order: Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and Russell Wilson. This one's easy for me. Derek Carr's last. And then we have, I will go Russ, and then Justin Herbert, and then Carr. RJ, what's your?
I would say Herbert, Carr, then Russ.
Okay, I have Russ last on this one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. On this particular list, judging off of what have you done for me lately? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Justin Herbert. I will say this about him: when he got drafted by the Chargers, I didn't think Justin Herbert was going to be as good as he turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody saw that. If you would have told me, "Hey, this is the Justin Herbert that the Chargers are getting," and you would have told me this when he got drafted, I would have said, "Oh heck no, he's not going to be that good." And then he did what he did, last season. And if it wasn't for his head coach being crazy and not knowing how to kick field goals when they're inside the 10-yard line. They would have been in the playoffs. So, Justin Herbert is a very good. He is the one in the AFC West. He can go toe for toe with Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one where I'm like, yeah, he can go toe to toe with Patrick. So those games are going to be very, very good when we play the Chargers this season. They were classic last season, and they're going to be even more classic this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
As we wrap it up here on Red Kingdom, we want to thank everybody for watching on the ASAP Network, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well. RJ, any final thoughts or comments?
No, I just thank everybody for all the views and thank everybody for tuning in. And we're gonna keep hitting y'all with some new content every week, and we're just gonna keep it rolling.
Oh yeah, definitely. We thank everybody that took time out to watch live, or even once we're off of live. We thank everybody for taking time out. We appreciate the views and the support of everyone. So thank y'all so much for that. And on that, we're gonna wrap it up. We're not gonna take the whole hour this time. we gonna get up out of here. We're gonna get up out of here. But we appreciate you for watching on the ASAP Network, All Sports, All Plays. And until next time, for my co-host RJ, I'm your host Greg. We'll see you next week.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.